You're gonna be so happy you came here for the recipe for a carrot and ginger soup that is so good that it's gonna hook you up for Christmas, for the holidays, Thanksgiving, or if you wanna just stay warm on a cold day. And I'm actually really mad that I didn't know how to make the soup, or I didn't even try to make the soup when I had my wisdom teeth surgery earlier in the year. And I was stuck with what I thought was gonna be a delicious carrot and ginger soup from my local grocery store, but it was atrocious. The soup I made today is so much better. So let's take a look at what you need and let's get started. As you can see, I like some heat, so I'm going to add some chili flakes in here, and I am putting extra ginger. But besides that, everything is rather simple. This here is 1.5 pounds of carrots, and the full recipe and the specs can be found in my full blog post down below. Check out all the tips and tricks that are listed there as well. So I'm using a big pot here, and I'm gonna add some butter and olive oil. If you want to veganize this completely, just remove the butter. I added the butter for some extra smoothness in that final texture and for the richness as well. I'm gonna toss in my onions that I've roughly chopped, garlic that I've smashed, and ginger, roughly chopped again. Really easy prep. Add your bay leaf here as well, and then just saute it with some salt until those onions turn soft. This should only take about 5 to 7 minutes. You'll know it because it's going to be fragrant, and now you can add in your carrots. Now, well, technically, you can now add your broth. I like to saute the carrots for a couple of minutes, maybe 4 to 5 minutes, because it's going to intensify the flavors a bit more. For the broth, I'm using this Better Than Bouillon veg paste, and there is chicken and beef variations, but of course that's not valid here. What's cool about these pastes, not sponsored, is I don't need to have a bunch of broth taking up space in my fridge. Just add some water, it's just so much more convenient. That's what I did here. I added about 4 cups of water, bring this up to a simmer, and then throw a bunch of salt in there. You can always add more later, so don't go too heavy on it either. Once this has come to a simmer, then lower the heat as low as it can go until it's very gently simmering, and then simmer this and cook this out for about 20 to 25 minutes. I went further, I went 35 minutes because I had the time. Then you can either transfer this into a Vitamix, something that's like a high power blender, or just to save dishes and keep this one pot, use an immersion blender stick. Don't be like me and remove the bay leaf before you start blending. I realized it way too late. Now it's just a question of tasting this for seasoning. And because I added extra ginger, it is gonna taste really strong. You don't have to make it that strong. You can put half the amount of ginger, but I really like it like this because when I dilute this with some coconut milk, the balance is gonna be super good, and that's what it ended up being. If I put half the amount of ginger and then put the coconut milk, it's just not gonna be as strong, and I do wanna feel the ginger. It's a carrot and ginger soup. And it's winter. It just fits. Once it's to your liking, all you gotta do is serve this up. Garnish this with some more coconut milk, and I'm adding in a bunch of finely chopped chives as well. This recipe definitely has to be the easiest one that's heated, I guess, on my blog. I do have lots of other soup recipes. Check out my roasted tomato soup. That's really good, if not a tiny bit more technical. But this carrot and ginger soup is perfect for those of you who are intimidated by the kitchen and just want to take a splash before you take a dip. I'll see you on the next one.